Hey everybody, welcome back to Everything's Plastic. Today we're going to be taking a look at a Marvel Legends action figure, and this is Wenwu from Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. This is the last figure that I needed to complete the Mr. Hyde Build-A-Figure. If you're unfamiliar with the channel, I originally passed on these, just recently going back and trying to pick all these up to complete this series. Here's a look at the side of the package. We got Wenwu or the Mandarin on the side, same artwork on this side, and same picture on the back. Here's a little read up that says, Shang-Chi's father Wenwu is the feared leader of the Ten Rings organization, which has lurked in the shadows of the MCU since the very beginning. Even though this is an older wave, if you guys are not familiar, it builds Mr. Hyde. The 6 figures in the wave are Shang-Chi, Wenwu, Xialing, Death Dealer, Civil Warrior, and Tony Stark AI. This is the last figure that we have to do in this wave, so you can expect a video of the assembly and full review of Mr. Hyde coming soon. So that's pretty much it for the packaging. Let's get this guy out and get a closer look. Alright, we have this guy out of the package for accessories. In the box he comes with 2 fisted hands, comes with 2 gripping hands, and he comes with 2 open palm, or as some reviewers like to call it, karate hands. Either way, pretty cool. He comes with a hook sword as well. Pretty decent sculpt to that one, pretty cool detail. Overall looks pretty cool. And for the Build-A-Figure, he comes with the right arm for the Mr. Hyde Build-A-Figure, which is pretty awesome because now I finally got this guy complete. Only about a year late, but better later than never, I guess. He also comes with a nice cane too, which looks pretty cool. See a lot of dents and everything else into the cane. Overall, a pretty cool detail. Alright, so let's get a closer look at Wenwu. This is a fantastic head sculpt. I think they did an awesome job with this one. Nailed the likeness. Overall, a excellent head sculpt. Pretty cool detail in this one overall. We can see some cool detail in his costume, his suit, uniform, whatever you want to call it. Not 100% accurate to the movie. Problem with these movie figures, these usually come out before the movie. By the time the movie comes out, there's been changes with the costume. But that being said, this one still looks pretty awesome. We can see some cool details going on here. And awesome print design on the bottom part of his suit. Gonna call it a skirt. I don't really know what else to call it. If you guys know the proper name, let me know in the comments below. Very, very clean paint application. Overall, this is a nice looking figure. See some details there into the sculpt of his pants, and cool detail going around the outside of his boots. That pretty much wraps up our closer look. Let's take a few minutes to go over articulation. Has a nice dumbbell joint here, so you get all kinds of good range of motion out of that. It goes back this far, forward this far. Do get your side to side, full rotation all the way around. His shoulders are a little bit restricted, a little bit stiff. May want to heat this guy up if you guys don't have this one already. But his shoulders go up this far. You get your full rotation there. You do have your bicep swivel. You do have double jointed pinned elbows. Pretty awesome range of motion. Pretty ugly elbow joints though, to be completely honest. See what I mean? Just looks really weird. For his wrist, all 6 hands go back and forth, and you do get a full rotation there. For his torso, you get a ball joint here. You get pretty good range of motion there. It goes back this far, forward this far, side to side, full rotation, pretty loose. Down here, it feels like a double ball joint down here, but this piece do not move. From what I can tell, it's actually joined on to the bottom piece there. For his legs, this is all you're going to get out of his legs. Comes like this far, really restricted by a skirt, or whatever you want to call it. Goes forward this far, back this far. There is a upper thigh cut. Do have double jointed pinless knees, which you get a pretty decent range of motion out of that. There's no boot cut. But for his ankles, it goes back this far, forward this far, and all the way around. So that pretty much wraps up articulation. This guy is somewhat restricted, but visually this guy looks pretty awesome. So I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with comics or not, but Wenwu being the Mandarin is a pretty different take on the overall storyline. And Mandarin being Shang-Chi's father is a different story arc as well. The MCU version of the Mandarin is way different from how he appears in the comics, as you can see here. And the 10 rings, he actually has them around his arms as opposed to around his fingers. If you see here with Trevor, which we thought was the Mandarin, but a lot of people were angry about that. Appearance wise, he actually looks more like the Mandarin than what Wenwu does. And we can see that he has the 10 rings on his fingers. But for some reason, when they decided to change the story and actually make Shang-Chi's father, they completely changed it up from his overall comic book appearance and his previous MCU appearance. I think this guy actually looks pretty awesome. Not a bad figure. I'll just put his weapon in hand, just to give you guys an idea of what it actually looks like. I think overall it looks pretty cool. let's do a quick comparison to the rest of the figures in the wave. These two guys actually stand out quite a bit. This is a movie wave. I don't know why Tony Stark AI and Civil Warrior are part of this wave. I know some of you guys don't mind a comic book or a Game of Thrones figure thrown in to a full movie wave, but me personally, I would like to see more figures or more characters from the movie. We have them next to Death Dealer, Shang-Chi, and Xialing, which we can tell that he is pretty average size for a 6-inch Marvel Legend. Obviously, Civil Warrior and Tony Stark AI are just a tad bit taller, which is to be expected. You know, a man being in an Iron Man suit, so he definitely should be taller. But overall, a decent size for a 6-inch Marvel Legend. So let's do one more comparison to Trevor, aka the Mandarin, or who we thought was the Mandarin. I think it was Iron Man 3. I thought this guy was hilarious in Shang-Chi. A little bit of comic relief. You know, Mandarin's supposed to be his badass, and then it turns out he's just a hard actor. Alrighty then, so that pretty much wraps up our unboxing and figure review. Overall, I'm going to give this guy an 8 out of 10. Face sculpt is great. Paint application is great. The costume itself is not entirely accurate to the movie. Articulation is pretty hindered on this one, so that's why it gets an 8 out of 10 and not a higher score. Like I said, visually this guy looks fantastic. Love how he comes with extra hands and a weapon. I think that's pretty awesome. I think 8 out of 10 is still a pretty decent score for this one. Let me know in the comments below what you think of my review, and let me know what you think of my score out of 10. For all you hardcore comic book fans out there, are you guys okay with this being Mandarin? How would they change it up, or would you guys rather they stick a bit more to the comics? So let me know in the comments below what you guys would give this one out of 10. I'd love to hear your guys' opinions on this one to see how your score matches up with mine. If you like our review, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. That subscribe button is there as well if you guys want to subscribe to the channel. Over the past few weeks, I've been trying to get a review out every day or every second day at least. So lots of content coming your way on a regular basis. Once again, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Keep collecting and stay safe.